Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about orange peel. And I'm going to talk about severe orange peel, which is what I call, I think the right term is for it, dry spray. I would class it as dry spray. It's not even, the paint hasn't even gone on the panel properly. You can see all those pitted areas. And you can see top and bottom, you can see very moderate, well, that's sort of medium orange peel, but you can see that it cuts relatively flat. It's not a major issue, you know. You can cut it flat, you could wax polish, you could clean your car, you won't have any imperfections, you won't have any grit stuck in that, over that surface. The grit will be wiped off that surface, the dust, the dirt won't hide in it. All those little pits, however, let's zoom, let's use the iPhone zoom. Perfect. All those little pits like that, that is going to look like shit. As soon as any dust gets in there, there's no way in hell you can leave that the way it is. That is totally unprofessional. That isn't what you want from your own spray job. Nobody wants that. And if you try and persevere in cutting that out, you'll quite often find this happens. You'll cut straight through your lacquer, which is where this has occurred, and you'll hit your base coat. You'll see dark patches all the way along there where I've gone straight into my base coat, which is a nightmare because I've now got to spray it all over again. This is predominantly down to gun speed. I've tried every single thing I could over the years. If I move the gun a bit slower, I'll get less severe orange peel, such as if I can catch the, you can see it there, you can see that's pretty good finish across that panel. Not a little bit of orange peel, there's a little bit of orange peel there, but it's not a great deal. That isn't a great deal. I can live with that. That is fine. If you wanted to, you can cut that flat. You can cut it 50% of the way out. But then you get to areas, see that there is okay. That there is fine. That's orange peel is okay. You get to areas like this, where it, you have to forgive me, the lighting in this garage is crap. Areas like that where the orange peel, that is just not okay. That is just not okay. The paint has not flowed out across the panel. Basically, you see all these video after video of people using expensive spray guns, 150, 200, 300 pounds worth of spray gun, and also the advice you're given about all the different ways you can set up your spray gun, different things to set it up, different ways to set it up. You can make adjustments to 2K paint. You can, sometimes your 2K paint isn't good for the conditions. You'll be using too fast a reducer, or too fast a thinner, and too fast a hardener for the conditions. That will cause dry spray. That will cause the paint to harden up before it flows out properly. Basically, when you're spraying, whatever you're spraying, whatever apparatus you're using, whether it be a can or a gun, you need to be seeing that wet edge building up. You need to be spraying a mirror. It needs to be a mirror in motion, because if you're not seeing a mirror image, the mirror effect bouncing back at you, it's never going to look flat. It's never going to look smooth. You need to be seeing that wet edge as you spray. 75% overlap helps, but you also need to make sure you're getting enough paint on the panel, otherwise it will not flow out. That there, pretty much factory finish. You look at brand new, fairly new vans, fairly new cars, and that, I can live with that orange peel. That to me is fine. Perfectly fine. You see your reflection in it. It's just showing a shadow at the moment, but reflections, okay, it's just showing a shadow again. Anyway, reflections aren't too bad on that. That's okay. I could live with that any day of the week. But when it gets to that point, it's just not okay. So if you haven't got a really expensive spray gun, haven't got the world's most expensive compressor, start off by making sure you've got enough air from your spray gun setup to your spray gun setup from your compressor by putting your regulator directly to the tank. I was told a good piece of advice is that manifolds restrict airflow, and they do. You'll get a 5 to 6 psi pressure drop from compressor load, full load to compressor recharge when you're using spray gun. You'll get a 3 psi, 2 to 3 psi drop when you do it straight off the tank. You'll get more pressure through that regulator. I cranked the pressure up as much as I could through a regulator on the wall, via the manifold, via a coil hose. I struggled to get anything over 60 psi. I have 90 psi through this regulator. Run 90 psi all the way up to your spray gun. It doesn't matter as long as you have an inline, well, a pressure regulator on your spray gun, not an inline filter. That comes before. An inline filter, water trap, whatever. Some of these, the desiccant filters, can cause problems with airflow. But you can get an inline, get a water trap. You know, you learn about these things as time goes on. I didn't know what was what to get. You can have 90 psi going up to your gun, no problem. As long as it doesn't actually get fed into your gun, you control it on a mini regulator on your gun. Wind your pressure up to the highest pressure you can get away with spraying per manufacturer's recommendations. There are some spray guns which, such as these Clark spray guns. Sorry, that's not too bad. That's Sealy. You have Clark. Some of the cheaper spray guns. So this budget, a few of the budget spray guns. There's a Clark spray gun. This matches the same spray gun as a place in America. I can't remember the name of the company. It's it's some major distribution store. It's the same sort of spray gun as that. Exact same style and everything. And the guy can't get it to spray properly. He whacks the pressure right up to 43 psi. I've had 43 psi feeding into this gun through the mini regulator. And even at 43 psi, it won't atomize properly. The material won't flow out, won't meet each other properly. It's lumpy. It looks like shit. 1K lacquer, as I said before, 2K lacquer, you can adjust things to make it flow out a bit easier. This is straight out of the gun. This 2K here is straight out of the gun. You see how smooth it can be if you slow your gun down a bit. Slow your gun down a bit and you'll get these results. If you need to put enough paint on. Don't pause, don't stop in the same place for too long because you'll get runs. And be careful of going over the same area repeatedly. If you do see any hazy patches of dry spray, basically make sure you've got a pot full of paint going into your spray gun. So you don't want to be scrimping on paint thinking, oh, I'll only do it to 200 or so. Do it all the way up the pot. Because if you've got any problems, if you've got any dry spray appear, you can rectify that dry spray. You can go back over it. And you can end up with a finish like this as long as you put enough paint on over that dry spray. So if you're getting this, it'll never polish out in a million bloody years, getting this sort of rubbish, and you want it to be a lot more professional than that, and there's no professional about it. That is just not how you paint. That is just not paint, as far as I'm concerned. That's just an absolute mess. I would never leave my car looking like that. That is just awful, awful mess. You can put more paint straight on top of it within a matter of like a minute or two before the paint starts to harden up. Then you can get it so it flows out like that. That's especially if you're using 2K products and you're using products which are wrong for the temperature. You're using too fast a hardener and too fast a thinner for the temperature. Check your UPOL data, etc. That's just a very basic one that shows you rates of hardener for temperatures. Okay, the fast hardeners are more for very cold weather.